in the sky, gazing far into the night. I raise my hand to the fire, but it's no use, 'cause you can't stop it from shining through. It's true, baby, let the light shine through. If you believe it's true, baby, won't you let the light shine through for you. In the sky, gazing far into the night. I raise my hand to the fire, but it's no use, 'cause you can't stop it from shining through. It's true, baby, let the light shine through. If you believe it's true, baby, won't you let the light shine through for you.
Good morning, everybody. Happy Tuesday. Welcome on in. Welcome on in. How are we? I see Caesar's here. Even first in the YouTube, Twitter chat, or maybe second, because Michael's here. Good morning, Michael. How are you? Good morning. Good morning. I got some weird trade to go over, or just weird inception. So I'm at the desk this morning getting ready, just really doing nothing. Going over Twitter, setting up for the day, going over YouTube stuff that I have to send out today and all that different stuff. And then I take a trade. I close the trade. I'm out of the trade. Then I open up my Discord where I have the mentorship, I have the Black Shirt Club and all those chats. And then I look and Austin took the same trade as me. Let me just pull up the link. I can pull up the whole chat, but Austin sent a markup of his trade of saying, what did he say? I literally didn't see it, didn't even know he was willing to trade pre-market. Really hasn't been doing that in quite some time. He says, morning, I'm trying a little pre-market short. And then 5 minutes later says, just close my short, plus 1,300. And here's his short. And he said it's on a new Tradeify account. That's why you can see the executions here on TradingView, because he's trading right on there. Where I also have a sale run. If you want, I think I posted it yesterday. Yeah. If you've never traded with Tradeify ever, for first-time purchases, it's 40% off, which I've never seen, with code Evan. And then if you've already bought an account, it's still 30% off, which is still a great deal. But if you've never bought an account with them, you're brand new, 40% off, which is huge for a 50K account or 150K, whatever it is, instant funded. And then, of course, Top One's still running there 50% off. But it was just funny. I mean, it's a great trade. It's a fine trade, whatever. I took it. It's just so weird that we don't really trade pre-market. We took about the same trade. I was like 2 minutes late, but I didn't even see him in it. And we put about the same size on. He hit it with 18 micros. Let's just call that 2 minis. I hit mine with 2 minis. What the hell is going on? So on that account as well, it was on my Top One account. I'm already up. Let's go to the charts here. It's just weird. I'm already up 1,000 from that trade because I put like 2 minis on it. And then if you go over to TradingView, here it is. I got in a little bit lower than him. I think he sold it like here. He went with the wider stop because he's a bitch. I don't need that big of a stop. We're scalping this thing pre-market. Come on. Let's run. We're putting 2 minis on it. We ain't going for some pullbacks. And it freaking just sank. I got out in like 5 minutes as well because it just, I'm in. The quicker it moves. I mean, look at this exit as well. Beautiful. Obviously went a little bit lower. I got out here because the quicker it moves down, the quicker I'm out, because these moves don't often sustain. Look at this one back here. That's a beefier one, larger than the one I got. They don't just run forever. They don't sustain, so let it pull back. You can always catch the next move from here. So like I don't need to hold this forever, especially on the 1 minute with 2 minis on. But it's just a great example of like not even like just getting 1R, 1.5R, whatever it is. The quicker it moves, risk reward almost goes out the window. The quicker it moves, the quicker I'm out. Let's say I did have a stop loss up here for like 16 points. I don't know. This big move down is 0.8R. Cool. I'll take it because this move doesn't often sustain just candle after candle after candle. So it's almost like unfortunate the quicker it moves sometimes if you have a bigger stop because you're like, oh, fuck. I'm not quite at 1R yet, but I don't want to keep holding this because I don't think it's just going to keep running like this forever. That's kind of a pain in the ass. I could give you that. But it really is just like you were up 0.8R and now you're going to get what? Back to break even? What? Just because you wanted that full 1R, but you were asking for so much move to be had? You were just asking for a straight drop like this? So it's really just the quicker I'm in, the quicker I can get out. Beautiful. Fortunately, it was well over my 1R, so like I'm well willing to get out when it moves that quick. But look at this, right back to entry. It would have been a break even if I was like, no, keep holding, run forever like that. It's a pre-market trade. I got heavy size on it. The quicker I'm in, the quicker I'm out. So that's beautiful. Let's take a markup of that just so you can see that exit as well. And we don't even need to really go over the trade. We're just chilling here pre-market, but that's what I was saying, Austin. It's fucking weird that we took the same one and we put like the same size. I hit it with like 2 minis and you hit it with 18 micros. Let's call that 2 minis. So fucking weird. I didn't even look at the Discord chat. I swear on everything. I opened it up after when I'm about to start this stream. I'm like, he said, sup, boys. I'm already out. I'm like, wait, whoa. But you made more than me. I was like, whoa, what are we doing trading pre-market? Telepathy. And it was on a new Tradeify account for yourself, so that's good. Yeah, let's update this link. Let's put the new link in so we could see that exit. So you can see here, what was the first one? First one just got out. But now I'd like to see on the markup wise, well, actually had a really good exit because that's as far as it went. So yeah, wasn't really expecting to go over any trades here pre-market, but there you have it. Nice little $1,000 pre-market here. Maybe I'll just fuck off for the day, go back to sleep, eh? Maybe. Nah, we got stream. We got stream later. Julio, what's up? Good morning. But yeah, anyone that's trading with Tradeify or Top One, you can trade with either one. They're both running great sales right now. Like I said, if you've never bought one with Tradeify, I don't know if I've ever seen that. If you've never bought one, 40% off for first-time buyers and then 30% off for everyone else. And then Top One's still running 50% off through the end of the month. So that'll be good. But let me update my YouTube. I changed the picture this morning. What do we think? Not the car in the background, my profile picture. I think that looks tough. Do we need to zoom it in so you could just admire it even more? That's pretty tough. I think I'm going to stick with that. I like it. And then 1.5K almost. So I really appreciate you guys always subbing and tuning into the videos. Hopefully you guys are always finding value in it. Daily uploads every day at 11 a.m. So if you're not already subbed, some of you are watching on this YouTube already, definitely tune in and sub. But yeah, I like that picture. But what was I going to do? My videos. Got a bunch of videos in the bank. You can see the behind the scenes now. I changed this thumbnail. Boom. It's about the opening range and the VWAP. That's all you get to see. Either that one or this one. Whoa. That's the same picture. That's not right. Never mind. Let's change this one. That's not right. It's early here, folks. It is early. It's wait for this before your trade. My bad. But I'll either post this one or the opening range one today. Which one would you guys rather see today? This one went really well. 1,000 views right there. And then you go back 2 more videos, 1.2. Am I blowing up or am I blowing up? What's happening here, folks? I may move to Hollywood. I don't know. Oh, wow. Should we short it again? 2 minis? What should we do? Nah, we're definitely done pre-market. I guess I should put that link in the chat for Austin. BSC chat. Oh, how we doing? Francis, did I say Tradeify? I did say Tradeify, yeah. If you want to go on my Twitter or my YouTube, anywhere. If you go to my Twitter, just the link in my bio will send you anywhere you need. Right here. Or if you're on YouTube, just search in It's Evan Dyer anywhere, and you'll find my links. If you click on that, it'll take you to everything that I got to offer you. Top One, TradeZella deals, Tradeify deals. You can tune to the streams later. You can start a free trial with Edgeful. All that good stuff. So that way it's simple. One link for all. Because I don't even know how I would send you a link. Would I post it in the comments here? I don't really know. Or, I mean, you don't even need a link. Just use code Evan. Code Evan will get you that 40% off for first-time purchases. Boom. Up top here. So there you go. You don't need the link necessarily. Okay. Might need to move that up. Yeah, on Twitter it's a thing. Yeah. Noted. But how we all doing this week so far? This week, it's Tuesday. But how we doing? Small red yesterday. I mean, it's small, like, in terms of, like, my normal size, like, regular size of what we would normally experience. But realistically, I'm on a 150K account, this Top One. So, like, $300 is, like, a scratch. So, it's really not bad. Like, it was used to be 300 on a 50K is still fine. but $300 on 150K where I got 6,000 worth of drawdown, we'll be fine. And I get like 3,000 overall on the day, but I shrunk that down to like 1,500. I'm still getting used to that. It's been like 3 weeks or so trading the 150K accounts. Now, maybe 2. But I still am trying to get used to, like, I get $3,700 of drawdown a day. I don't want to use it all because that fucks up the consistency rule. I made a video about that recently if you're confused on that. But it's just like, if I lose 1,500 or 2,000 in a day, it normally registers as like, fuck, you went on tilt, brother. Because on a 50K account, yeah, that's blowing the account. But realistically, I could afford to lose 1,000 or 1,500 a day and then go try to make $1,000 or $1,500 a day. Just something to get used to, though. I mean, I'm up 1,000 on this account. I'm not going to lock it out necessarily. Maybe try to get it to like 1,500. But I might lock it out. I'm going to probably switch to the other one first here at the open. I'll switch to my other account. But I'm not opposed to trading the other account. Just to keep it easy. I'm not going to go over the whole consistency rule again. But like, I'm up 1,000. So if I do 1,000 times 5, I need to get my balance to 5,000 to take a payout. Okay, cool. If I keep trading it and I get it up to like 1,500 and I want to take a payout, I need to wait till 7,500. So I was trying to I'm going to have to make an extra $2,500 in my account to take a payout if I want to make an extra 500 today. Is it worth that extra 500 today to try to go make an extra 2,500 overall? That's up to you. You know what I mean? So I might be done on it. Switch to a different account. That's the beauty of it. Just trade multiple accounts. I've still yet to put them on copier. Just me and the markets in darkness and silence. Michael says down 72. I mean, that's easy. Went on tilt last Friday and down 1.39 on the month. Hopefully this week is a good one. Yeah. I mean, it's all recoverable. It's just a matter of like time frame that you put on yourself of like, I'll never make that back. It's so when you have those red days, you're like, I'm never gonna recover from that. But then like obviously a month from now, I'd hope you can make 1.4K back. The idea is to make it back sooner than that. But like it's always like registers like, fuck, that's gonna screw me for so long. But it's like, give it a week. In a week you can make that 1.4K back and you're green on the month. And then the last week of the month, you put up 1,000, you actually had a green month. So just keep taking it day by day. Don't put a time frame on how well you have to trade. Top 5 live P&L. This guy's always got a cigar. Isaac. Who are these two ladies? 2 is better than 1. And then going to the beach. Not bad, not bad. But we got stream later on today. We got stream in like 40 minutes. I don't even have it pulled up, but if you're unfamiliar with it, if you go to ASFX TV, I'll be live there. Yeah, like I said, like 35 minutes or so. Today's stream. I'll be trading live through the open for like 3 hours or so today because we have me and Austin. Zach's going to be coming on trading at like 11 o'clock. So we got continuous streams today. So definitely tune into that. Once you do sign up, you also get access to the course that I teach here for like 3 hours or so. There's also the Futures 101 course. This one's free, whether you're a member or not. And then, if you missed the live streams, you could always go back and we watch some parts of them or the whole stream. But yeah, if you use code Evan on that one, you can get 50% off your first month. If you've never been to the stream, you come on in, 50% off. You'll want to stay. But so that's where we're heading here in the next 40 minutes or so. For anyone that's confused. Bam, bam, bam. Best definition of intelligence is the ability to predict the future. Long or short today, boss? Yeah. You tell me. I don't think you can get audio on this. On a tweet I had yesterday. I could try. Let's take a look at the charts real quick. Just real quick. Let's go to 15 minute. If you look at yesterday, I'm not really too experienced in it, although I've been trading for a while. The gap fills of like, not like, well, I guess maybe the edge fill gap. or just like the changeover of day gap at the gap was here. To my eyes, we didn't fill it. It's pretty close. But I just mean like this physical, like gray gap. Is this like wanted to be filled or something? Because I was just doing like markups of yesterday's trades, how we had the drop down, and that's where we stopped. And we just came back higher. Was this all just to fill this gap and then bounce? Or is that an opinion? Is that a valid opinion? I think what was the day when we had that big gap and I got smoked on the shorts? What day could that have been? Couldn't have been up here in March, no? Nah, that couldn't have been March. I think it was this day. Nah. What was it? There was one day where I got smoked. And then people were saying, yeah, just wanted to fill that gap and then come higher. I was like, oh, I think it was this day. It was this day. It was this day. Because then, yeah, the next day we did short. I shorted it here. Got smoked. And then obviously it fell the next day. But I think they were saying like it wanted to fill this gap. Yep. Is that a thing? Any note takers on that? Anyone experienced with that? Because people were saying like this whole move up, they're like, oh, that's not going to sustain. It's going to want to fill that gap. And then it did. So just like and then like the lack of follow through thereafter, it just bounced. Yes, it then sank later. I was just curious about that yesterday after like the sellers just stopped. I was like, are they just filling that gap and then stopping? But since then, haven't moved anywhere. Stuck in between yesterday's high, yesterday's low. This previous day's New York view up here is in blue. Our overnight view up here in black. We're below both of those. So I'd like to find some shorts today, ideally. If we're going to stay below both, I'd like to just find VWAP alignment. Speak about it all the time on my YouTube videos, on the streams as well. VWAP alignment. You're just going to have the best favorable odds doing that. So for me to want to find longs, get above. We could do that. You know, if we get above both of these, yeah, I'll find longs. Because then I'll be above both of these VWAPs. If we stay below, I'm going to look for alignment to the downside. Simple. Easy. Simple. And then I don't know how to track it. I haven't tracked it much. But there's just something on, if I want to long it, yes, I want alignment, but I want this overnight VWAP to be above the previous day's New York. You know, does that make sense? And then if we're going to short it, yeah, this previous day's New York should be below our overnight. That just makes sense. Because if you go back to like, let's go on a daily VWAP yesterday, black. And then the previous to that day's New York. Yeah, clearly. We're above both, but like the blue one's below us. And then the black one, let's go find longs. I don't know. Always thinking. Michael, I don't see a markup. Where you question, I got caught on a higher low yesterday after hours. Well, what are we doing? When I thought it was going down, wanted to ask you, can I not get caught on that in the future? If you want to like DM me it, or I don't know how to open that link. I don't see a link to a markup. You got caught in a higher low. Trying to short it. Thought it was going down. Yeah, I would definitely need to see exactly where you're speaking of. Sorry. Gotta change this picture to my YouTube one. But yeah, so we got YouTube going up today every day at 11. We got the stream today at 9:25. We'll be on there. And I am actually opening up 2 spots in our Blackstreet Club if you want to join. Just 2 though. And then after that, I could look maybe like a few more weeks after that, there'd be another opening because people graduate, you know. But as of right now, just 2 spots. So if you do want to join, you don't have to like commit to it right now, but DM me, reach out to me, ask questions about it, book a free call to see if you'd be a good fit for it, because it's not just for everybody. We want you to be willing to work and want to learn and be able to give the time to the group and use it for all its advantages. So if you want to join or think about joining, just shoot me a message. Only 2. And then they'll be filled up, and then you'll have to wait again. But yeah, we have the event coming up in Tampa in like 2 weeks. 2 weeks from Thursday. Shit, that's gonna come up quick. Damn. Okay. And then we got golf that Saturday. That's gonna be good. Yeah, I'm looking forward to that one. We had the Dallas event in January. That one went really well. That was like my first time ever speaking in front of in person. I do these videos all the time. I was speaking in front of everyone. I was like, oh shit. So this will be the second time around. More experienced in it, more loose. And then who knows the next event after that? I really don't know. But it was just funny thinking about like I was saying, when I was speaking in Dallas, I was like comparing it to like speaking in like college when you're like, you don't know what the hell's going on. You're just trying to present on this history lesson. You're trying to like remember what the stat was, what the fact was, who won this war. And like you're nervous because you're like, I don't want to slip up. But like when you speak about what you know and what you feel confident in, there's no like script. You're just speaking. So it was a lot more relaxed than I thought I'd be because I was like, I'm just speaking from my like to the camera here. I can't say something wrong. It's all opinion or whatever. So it's more loose that way. So I'm looking forward to it. This is crazy too. Tanner posted this yesterday, sent us in a group chat. One of his clients, a $2 million payout from Apex just sitting there. They haven't accepted it yet. And how many days? 64. Wait, whoa, over the 64 days accomplished? Okay, that's crazy. But how long has it been since he requested it? It was like March something. It was like 2 weeks or so. But crazy. He hasn't even heard back from him. Day 24, still under review. Oof. I'm not denying it, but the amount requested is only like 2,700. How many accounts does he have that makes it 2 million? Am I lost on something? Am I missing something? I'm not saying it's not real, but wouldn't that be like a $20,000 payout to like 20 accounts? I don't know the math. So it's just weird. But hopefully that gets resolved. Customer services should at least reach out and say something. I mean, I told you guys about that guy, Nick, in our Black Shirt Club, who had like a $30,000 payout from Top Step, and they made him wait like 20 days or so. And then he eventually got it. But like during those 20 days, it was just darkness. Heard nothing. That's just like, fuck, gotta hear something. And then especially when it's 2 million. 2 million to make them wait 2 weeks or so, 3 weeks. That's just really unacceptable. I think the top one futures, all those like customer service inquiries are like minutes, payouts, minutes. So be careful who you go with. Wouldn't want you to get your 2 million locked up. Was that Brett Simba in the back? That's not Brett. I thought it was. Bum, bum. Look at that exit, boys. Me and Austin just on the same wavelength. Shit. Literally got out there. Left 2 points on the table. Would have gave back 20 points. Something freeing about being up pre-market, you know? Yeah. Bum, 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 bum. That is weird. But any questions? Any thoughts on that? Really should have a nice day today. There's not too much news this week overall, which is kind of weird. It's just in terms of there's no real so unathletic. Sidetracked. There's really no like 10 a.m. news this week much. You know, normally there's like we're good for something at 10 o'clock. Today, nothing. Empire State Manufacturing Index that already happened. Didn't even notice. Maybe that was this rise. Who knows? Tomorrow, 1:30, Powell speaks. But hopefully we're done by then. And then Thursday, pre-market unemployment as always, and then nothing during the New York. So I mean that's good. There's just really not any news. And then Friday we're off, and Monday we're off. For anyone that didn't know, Friday and Monday we're off from streams, from trading. Obviously, do what you want, but I'll be off. Enjoy time with your family. Enjoy the rest, the mental reset. 4-day weekend. I don't know how often we get those, except for like Christmas. But yeah, yesterday was a bad day. Just really didn't capitalize on it. I liked this one. It happened too fast. And I had a couple people DM me saying like, "Is this a valid setup in terms of uh it's not a pullback to New York?" And I don't really love at all selling it at the literal lowest price possible. Like so far that day, I'm not going to sway from that. Obviously, it's only bad if it doesn't keep going lower, but it's very rarely. I know my best trades aren't chasing the low and asking for more lows. It's getting a nice higher price on a pullback and then catching the next leg of low. So it doesn't make it a bad trade. It just maybe you could look at it as that's some strong momentum. Second break outside the open range low. Let's run. So that's why I'd go with this tight stop because this should run. If we are indeed breaking outside the open range low like this and sellers are going to hold, probably shouldn't want to come back to New York. And if we do, then I don't want to be short down here at the low of day. I'd want to be short again back up at New York. So that could have been a play, but it was so quick. Didn't even see it. And then other than that, I had to actually long it. I actually tweeted this picture out. All these low a day breaks. I'll probably actually make a YouTube video on it as well because I have one in the past about VWAP. I think it's one of my more popular ones. My face looks crazy. Yeah. Freaking editor's going crazy with that thumbnail. I don't know where he got that idea. But why you lose money with the VWAP? Look at all those circles if you can on the thumbnail. I know it's zoomed in, but it's the same idea. Back to this of like all these low a day breaks, a low a day VWAP break, not holding. Sellers are not making new lows a day at all. So like it's still falling on top today. I want to see it move lower. I think we're going to crack lower. Sellers just keep getting weaker and weaker because every time they're breaking this low a day VWAP, it's a higher and higher price. So they're not getting as low each time, obviously. So it is tricky to be like, well, they keep taking this low a day VWAP. They want it. They're going to pop soon because we're still so bearish. There's that side of it. And there's this other side of it. When it does pop higher here, you're like, well, yeah, it told you 6 times that they couldn't break and run for new lows. So why did I think the sellers had the strength to move us lower? So just try to keep that in mind. The more and more you see it fail like this, because I took this one here. And that's pretty early on. Yeah, first break after the deeper pullback. Okay, let's go. And then it pulls back. Okay, tries to break again. Doesn't work. So, but then like 5 and 6, like the longer and longer, if you're still forcing these shorts, don't know what to say. But yeah, it was this one. Got smoked. Which is unfortunate because if you look at this one, the break even, I shorted on this break. Good stop loss above previous structure back here. Not this one. This one would have been smoked. Good job, Evan. But and then thankfully got back into profit. And then when it's getting back into profits, like, oh, we're breaking low day up again. Like this should want to run. So I kind of wanted to get out break even because I spent the entirety of the trade in drawdown. I'm like, you can get out. No harm done. And I ended up doing that. But just because I also locked the stop heading into Waller speaking at 1, that's why. If there was no news, I probably would have just kept holding it. Because it was like, well, you spent all that time in drawdown and now it's telling you it looks good. So just stick in it. But then thankfully I locked the stop after Waller. And then after he kind of calmed down and broke again, I was like, oh, well, let's get back in because the news is now shaken out. Now we're ready to go. And then I ended up losing anyways. So that was kind of funny. Like, fuck. You survived that because you went break even and then just got back in to lose. It is what it is. And then I scalped some of it back. I got out way early here. Underneath New York VWAP. And you can see it climbed higher. Obviously, I'm not going to catch that full move, but could have maybe, I definitely could have ended the day green or break even if I did hold it longer, but I'd much rather be down 300 than 600 or 700. So scalped some of it back. We live to trade another day. I could easily make 300 today. I mean, I did actually. I'm up 1,000 today, but different account. So easily scalp back 300 the rest of the week. So we'll start off Monday with a small red. No problem. But did anyone see what video was it on my YouTube this week? The best indicator, you guys obviously know, that's VWAP. The consistency rule, for anyone that's confused on that, I try to explain it the best I could with Tradeify. I also broke it down with the top one as well. and all their different sized accounts and the pricing, which one I think probably makes the most sense. So if you haven't seen that, go check that out on my YouTube. It's Evan Dyer. Other than that, I'm sure you guys have seen the rest of these. Honestly, I find on my own YouTube, I'll give you some like behind the scenes as I'm obviously trying to grow it. No one really gives a fuck about tutorials, at least for you guys in my audience or whoever's watching. They don't really give a fuck about tutorials, because you guys are way past that, of like, how do I set up TradingView? How do I put on an indicator? You guys are all smart enough to know that by now. You're not like 2 weeks into your trading career, so that's something I got to keep in mind. Like I did a TradeZella breakdown, TradingView, how to set it up, and like didn't really give a shit. 77 views. That's embarrassing. I should just delete that. But you want the trade recaps, the VWAP plays, the advanced stuff. So I got you. I'll give you guys that stuff. No problem. But yeah, hopefully I'll see you guys on stream in about 20 minutes or so. Austin's going to fire it up. I'll join him a little bit later on. Like I said, on AceFX TV here. 50% off if you use code Evan if you've never joined. Start a free trial as well. You can tune into today, tomorrow, and Thursday's stream, which is actually perfect because there's no Friday stream anyways. So if you want to just start a free trial, no commitment, you can tune into the rest of this week's streams. You can also study the courses while you're signed up on a free trial, and then you can bounce over the weekend, and we never see you again. That would suck, but it is what it is. Or if you want to sign up, just use code Evan so you don't have to use full price on your first month. But that's what we'll be heading in about 15 minutes, where we take the meat of our trades. Me and Austin will take all our trades there. It's very rare that we take this pre-market one, which is why it was so funny. We both took a pre-market one and the exact same one, where it wasn't like even like the prettiest, cleanest trade. Like, oh, you gotta be in that. Yeah, it makes sense why they're both in it. I mean, it was a good setup. But let's do some quick breakdown before we head into the open here. So looking at this 15-minute, like I said, this week is sideways. Got yesterday's high and yesterday's low with a pin. But let's do the bodies because that's kind of like the pre-market low as well. I'm not using these as like real levels to trade off. I'm just visually showing you. Clearly stuck in this channel. Some could argue even a wedge of still making these lower highs on top, but yet to make these lower lows, still making higher lows here on the bottom. That's gross. After such a clean pre-market yesterday to start the week on a Sunday into Monday, it was just higher highs and higher lows. Looking like it was going to be the easiest long day of our lives. So definitely want to see how this open shakes out. I'm not going to trade at the open. We normally let the 15-minute open range set. Trade one of the breaks, follow the break, trade with the VWAP. But like I said, for a VWAP alignment to the downside, I'll look for shorts. If it wants to move back higher, I can find longs back up to yesterday's high. But I need to be above these VWAPs. And like if I knew I wanted to be short, I'd be selling it at this VWAP. If I knew I wanted to be long, I'd be buying it at the VWAP, but I'm not sure. So then I just wait for extra confirmation during the open. Which way does it break? Okay, cool. I'll read and react to that side. And then real quick, let's look at the daily here. Back above the start of month VWAP. Let's get rid of these range we're in this week. I mean, look how small this week is compared to those last 4 days, 5 days we had last week. Nothing. Can't even see it. So keep that in mind. And then I think everyone was saying just the news candle from Trump, like that day, that biggest day. You got that candle there. I don't know, body it, maybe. I don't know. It's a big ass range. But you can see that big move up that we had last Wednesday of a clean 500 points. We're just still stuck in that. Haven't moved higher, haven't moved lower. Still respecting the start of month view up here on the daily time frame, so keep that in mind. If you go to the ES1, you can see I anchor. This is 2022's low, so just a big picture view up. We're bouncing off of that. If you want to anchor an all-time high view up, I would do it here on the ES1 continuous contract. It's above. That's below my head. I'll put that right up there, where you'll get all the volume. Right. If I do it on the minis here, the March or the June, if I do that, actually probably that would look the same. But if I did it back here, the volume just different because there was no volume on this June contract back in December. So if you're doing any like higher time frame VWAPs or anything like that, do it on the continuous contract when there was always that volume, right? But we have an all-time high above us, well above us. So that could be a place we want to go to and still move lower, or we just move up there and break higher, or we just still stick around that daily range I was just showing within here. Just still stuck. So get us out, please. But we're day traders, we're scalpers, so just gonna read and react to VWAP today. If it wants to move higher here at the open, let's look for some longs. What is that VWAP? What the fuck? Oh, we're on the continuous, that's why. But all right. Any questions? Any ideas? Any thoughts? Anything? Anyone need help? I'm here to service you. But yeah, should be a good day. We got no news to really shake us up or screw us out of a trade. We got all day stream, YouTube videos going up, Tradeify sales running, Top One sales running. Let's finish out the month strong. Shall we? We're already up on the day, so maybe we play with some house money, or we keep it tight. Keep it tight, keep it tight, keep it tight. And yeah, yesterday and I said it even on Monday morning, like the worst thing for any day is if we just stay sideways, because I don't trade range as well at all. And I sent this on Twitter, I think this morning. Yeah, there was this morning. This is one more markup we could look at. And again, I'll probably go over some of this on stream this morning anyways, but give you guys a little taste, because I know most of you won't be on stream, unfortunately. So these red lines are the initial balance. You can see the green circles when we broke finally out to the bottom. Okay, cool. There's our single break so far. We broke one side. Cool. Now, with the initial balance, we don't probably break both sides. It's happened before, clearly. Happened a little bit more frequently than it had, but it's still in the levels of like 15 to 20% of the time. It only breaks one side. So with that information, I usually just trade with that one side, right? AKA more shorts. But you'll sometimes find that it doesn't keep falling on the day, even though it probably only breaks one side, right? Doesn't mean just continuous shorts. Inversely to that, to not get smoked would be if you're going to long it, maybe against this stat or against the grain, you'd want to be, for most days anyways, as close to the VWAP as possible, right? So if I'm longing it on a day where I don't know if we want to go much higher, I really want to be in and around this VWAP as close to, right? Because you can catch a little pop from there, right? That's where the moves normally pop from, whether they're big or small. It'll probably move from there. So if you want to be long, it would probably be safest down here. The longer it moves up without you, the less and less safe it is to now jump in, right? Let's say up here or even on this small pullback. I mean, this is into MOC, the market on close, but regardless, it probably doesn't go to this green circle I have up here, because that would then in fact double break it. So the higher and higher you get, the closer and closer to that target's improbable. It's like 13% it would go there. So that you're really chasing at a bad price, right? It's not that you can't long it on a day that probably doesn't want to double break up here. You just need to have a really safe price, or as low of a price as possible, so that you can get in, you're out by here, you made money long. You don't need it to go higher for you to make money, right? Where if you long it here, you're pretty much saying, I need this to go up here to make money. I need it to. So that's unlikely. But if you can get a low buy price like I did down here, or even up here, or maybe there, you can make money long, right? But the safer play is always to probably not trade towards that target, because that target's just improbable of being engaged with. And if it does, it does. But it's a bad stat. Check that here real quick on Edgeful. This is the initial balance one. In the past year, just by weekday, this was on, so yesterday, only 7, which is 7 times, out of the last 53, a year's worth of Mondays, only 7 of them have they broken that bottom line and that top line. Am I going to predict that we're going to have that 8th out of our 54 Mondays? Fuck no. I'm going to lean into the 80% of the time we break one side. And then 8% of the time we don't break any side. We can look at it today. On Tuesdays though, hey now, Mondays, 13%. Tuesdays though, in the past year, not likely, it's not above 50, but it's 32. 17 Tuesdays. This whole year, 17 days. It has. So a little bit more likely, but still not like, oh, it's probably going to happen. But you can maybe say, It's happened 17 times. It could happen again, right? So definitely want to keep an eye on that. Wednesdays aren't good. None of the days are great, like probable, but Wednesdays or Tuesdays actually is the most likely it would double break it. If there is a day, it's probably Tuesdays. Then you can also filter based off of size. That's normally what I do. Not so much in this volatility. In the volatility, I'm kind of throwing the size out the window because it's just too volatile. But I'll go weekdays, things of that nature. All right. But that's the first hour of the day, the initial balance from 9:30 to 10:30. So I'm not trading that report at the open. I'll trade the opening range, the gap fill report sometimes, right? Like our gap fill today is going to be where here. We're opening right up at the gap. That's not going to do us much good. How about the midnight price? The midnight open here on ES. We're opening up right at it. So that's not going to do us no good today pretty much because we're right at it. So we can't really go trade to it. But we'll trade the opening range. The odds of that one to single break or double break. And then the initial balance later on this afternoon. Right, if you go to opening range report, last one here. You can go by, let's go by weekday. Just to keep it simple. On Tuesdays in the past year, 57% of the time on Tuesdays. None of the days are really super probable. 60, 61, Wednesday 65. So nothing like super probable, like 70 or 80, but if it does break one side and come back the other, 57, wouldn't be too surprised, but then you go by size instead of weekday. And sometimes you just get stronger reports or weaker reports, which is good because then you could just fade them. All right, cool. Doesn't want to load. Bum, bum, bum. But you guys get the premise. You guys get it. About size. Yeah, they're all within like 50. If it's a big opening range, it's got a small chance of being broken on both sides. Figure that. If it's a small range, it's got a larger chance of being double broken because it's not that much distance. So we'll measure that depending on today's open. Do we really have the volatility? It's been sideways today, but from top to bottom all day today, 50 points. I mean, that's still above average, but it's not like huge. You know, probably 10, 15 to 20 point stops today, if I had to guess, but we'll see. We'll read and react off of structure, but I appreciate you guys tuning in. I'll pre-market. Always feel free to reach out if you have any questions. I feel like I went over everything. We'll be live on AceFX TV here in like 5 minutes. I'm going to hop over there. Again, sign up for a free trial. Use code Evan to join us for half off. Code Evan always on everywhere. Top One, Tradeify. Let's have a good week. Let's finish it strong. Short week, so let's enjoy it and then enjoy the weekend. Hopefully you guys all enjoyed the Masters this past weekend. But there he is. What an emotional bitch. But yeah, I appreciate you guys tuning in. I'll see you guys on AceFX TV in a couple minutes. Feel free to reach out if you need me. Got 2 spots open in the BSC in the next week or so. So again, if you want to join or you think about joining, just feel free to reach out if you got any questions or you want more details, all right? But let's have a good one.